going on, guys? Sparrow here today, and today I'm going to be reacting to Silent Ponyville 2, Chapter 7 by the Lost Narrator. Yes, I know I am very, very late, and yeah, that's because I've been busy, been dealing with a lot of things, and yeah, I just wanted to be ready for the right moment to react, and yeah, I'm ready to see this chapter. So, since I wasn't doing anything, I figured let's get this reaction done over with because it is long. Also, yes, I know my hair looks like a rat's nest, but I am hoping to get it cut soon. I mean, I am literally hating my hair right now. It's driving me nuts. I also played around with the volume settings again, so hopefully everything comes out okay. I am hoping so. So, anyways, let's just get into this in 3, 2, 1, go!
Warning. The following reading contains subject matter that some listeners might find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
That kind of excites me. Seeing most of the content last releases is disturbing. Okay, just gonna go through the intro and all that stuff. Also, guys, we are officially 49 subscribers away from 1,000. So, if the channel keeps going at this rate, we're gonna be at 1,000 pretty damn fast. Also, yeah, a lot of these people in this are wonderful people. But yeah, so yep, we're almost to freaking 1,000, guys. That's gonna be a hell of a day. And I'm trying to just kind of catch my brain up on what happened in the last part. I believe, oh yeah, we find out that Fluttershy's dad is a dick, pretty much. And, he was cheating on, Fluttershy's, mother, who was on her deathbed. And something to do with Redux as well, due to a poem. So, let's just watch. Okay, we're still in the building, apparently, because there's still fire. Yep, Twilight was not a princess yet. She wasn't a Mary Sue. Okay.
The heat finally got to her. Once she had stopped finally crying, she moved slowly out of the burning room. Her only path of exit now was the door that she had originally come in through. She pushed open the surprisingly cool door and walked through, the door closing shut behind her. The cool air struck her coat, causing her whole body to feel a bit more relaxed as her temperature cooled. She wiped her face as she continued to try and regain her composure. Dash's words still had a strong grip on her heart.
I can't stop now. I have to move forward.
Have to keep going,
Fluttershy. She looked into the room at the end of the hallway, expecting to see the basic nursing home.
Whatever's behind you in this picture is going to get you.
The room wasn't the same one that she had come in from. The room before her was a small square room with a staircase going up before her. Fluttershy blinked at the sight, but the twisting, warping room was something that she was accustomed to by now.
Things always freaking changing.
She stepped across the room, quickly reaching the staircase. She slowly began her climb upwards, feeling the sense of deja vu upon the climb. Her hooves nearly slipped on the slick steps as the stench of mildew hit her nose once more.
Water again?
Water dripped down the walls as she felt a sense of dread.
Uh-oh, we're not
Suddenly,
going back into
as she
drowning
reached
mode, are we?
the top of the stairwell, she knew where she was. She was back in the cloud home she had entered when she was first separated from her friends.
Wow.
Only it wasn't
That was a long while ago.
Anymore. It was her home from when she was a filly. The room she had just entered was the same room that her mother was in when she was young. The same bed sat next to the window so that she could look out. The bookcase that contained the books that she would read in her bed. The bedside table that held her personal belongings. A desk and a chair. A bathroom just a short walk away. Everything she'd need for living in her room while she was sick. Fluttershy began to draw towards the bed. A force felt like it was guiding her, telling her to go near it. Her mind felt like a haze flew past it as she stepped back. She saw blood flash before her eyes on the bed and on the carpet, as if her mind was trying to reject these images. But there was no stopping them now. Her head began to ache with pain, but she couldn't stop these memories. Her attention was drawn to the bed, as the memories that she had lost came back in full force, making her remember what happened in that room so long ago.
Yep. Another common Silent Hill thing, being forced to remember things you don't want to remember.
Mother.
Philly Fluttershy called out, walking into her mother's room. Her mother sat on the bed, a knife in her hoof as if she was playing with it. Her hair was messy, unkept, and uncared for. Bags were under her bloodshot eyes, as she seemed to be glaring at the knife, as if unhappy with it.
Mother.
Fluttershy whimpered,
Very good effect,
walking
too.
further into the room.
What would you like to eat today?
She's
Her
going
mother
nuts.
suddenly burst out laughing. Fluttershy
Em's
halted
got
a moment
nuts.
forward,
Uh-oh.
looking up at her mother in shock. The
That's a
older
quiz
mare
question,
just
by the
seemed
way.
to have found something funny.
Oh, yes. That'll do nicely.
The older mare smiled when she had finished laughing, turning her head to grin at her daughter. Fluttershy couldn't move, afraid of what her mother was about to do.
Oh.
Closer, my daughter.
Her mother said, twisting her body
Oh
closer
gosh,
to
this
the
is reminding me
edge
of,
the bed.
that
Fluttershy began to hesitate
Courage the
and
Cowardly
move
Dog,
closer to
the haunted
bed.
mattress.
I said, close.
Her mother began to yell, but suddenly fell from the bed, hitting the ground with a thud. Fluttershy cried out as she ran to her mother's side, trying to ensure that she was okay. Her
I
mother
figure out what her
groaned
mother has. She
and
has
slowly
cancer
rolled
or
over onto
something
her side,
to do with the
so
memory.
that she was facing her daughter.
Something slowly
Once she was facing
you know, eating at her.
Fluttershy, a wicked smile crawled onto her
Oh
face.
god.
My dearest daughter. Oh, you've come just at the right time.
This was in the blooper reel.
I finally figured it out. I figured out how to cure myself.
Suicide.
Mother, that's good news. I have to tell Father.
No,
Suicide.
can't tell your father yet.
Yep.
Why not?
Because only you can administer the treatment right now.
Her mother carefully held the knife up to Fluttershy.
Or if they're gonna do what I think she's gonna
And you'll
do.
need this to cure me.
Fluttershy gingerly took the knife into her hooves, staring at it confused.
I'd do it myself, but I'm far too weak to administer the treatment properly. But you, oh, you can do it just fine. And you want me to be cured, right? Cured and happy?
Of course I do.
Oh, that would be a tough choice.
That's simple.
For your mother from her deathbed and slowly dying anyways.
And you
Put her out of her misery.
me
Or
with it.
let her suffer.
Fluttershy froze.
And don't kill her.
That didn't sound right at all.
Good
She knew that something as sharp as a knife would hurt when you grazed its edge.
grief.
Why would striking her mother cure her illness?
Mother,
Are you questioning me?
You questioning me?
That sounds like you're questioning me.
Her mother growled. If she could move with any amount of decent strength, she would have lifted her hoof and smacked her daughter.
Oh!
Need you to do this for me. Only you can do it right now. You do love me, right?
Oh
Her
gosh.
cooled on Fluttershy's heart.
of course I do, Mother.
Then
Poor
strike
Fluttershy,
me.
man.
Fluttershy took a gulp as she shakily raised the knife over her head. She did not want to bring it down. Her mind was screaming at her that doing this was wrong. The knife hovered in the air, unable to strike down.
Fluttershy,
Yes,
you said you loved me, but you haven't struck me with the knife yet.
Raven Factory flashback.
So you lied to me. love me. You're going to love me.
Oh my.
The knife sailed through the air, embedding itself into her mother's side. Her mother's eyes went wide for a moment before a wicked grin returned.
Yes, yes, yes. Do it again.
Okay, now this is reminding me of Little Miss Rarity.
Into her mother.
Stop.
Were the last words Fluttershy heard from her mother. The knife rose and sank back down into the body before her, again and again. Each strike sent blood flying. Her fur was being coated, and her mane was drenched. Each strike was deafening, yet it was one of the quietest sounds in the world. It was as if the very knife was screaming at her, but only
She's
could
dead,
hear the screams of the blade.
Dead. Let her
She
go.
plunged the knife in one last time.
Oh,
She
Jesus.
panted.
God.
She cried. She shook. Her mother wasn't moving anymore. She
She's gone.
wasn't speaking.
She's gone.
She wasn't breathing.
She's gone like
And she
16
wasn't
stabs
alone
ago.
anymore. Fluttershy didn't know what this meant. Had she cured her mother like she had asked?
You freed her.
Hadn't she put her through an immense amount of pain? Was she going to be all right?
Fluttershy, haven't you gotten that answer from your mother yet?
Her father walked into the room. Fluttershy slowly turned, tears streaming down her face.
Oh shit, no
Still
fathers in the
holding the
goddamn room.
knife,
Uh-oh.
covered in her mother's blood,
Sorry, Thornquill.
sitting before the corpse of her mother. The air was silent. Then her father drew close.
Oh, goodness.
Fluttershy hiccuped, trying to say something,
You
anything to explain the sight before her
Oi.
father. However, she was silenced. Her father's hoof struck her hard. Her small body was sent sailing across the room and smashed into the wall.
Wait.
She let out a yelp of pain before hitting the ground. Her father collapsed before her mother as he began to cry.
I think... Wait. That was like the ultimate memory right there. Her mother's... Her having to kill her mother just to give her... to free her of her misery.
She cried.
So she did it for a good cause.
She couldn't believe that she had done it. But the truth was now before her. All because her mother had yelled
Well,
at
this
her.
one's not starting out
Because
light
she
at
had
all.
been too weak to disobey her mother. Fluttershy felt her stomach twist. She felt like she was going to be sick. She turned and ran into the bathroom, wanting to escape the room for
She's
even
a
a
shit
moment.
father.
However, her memories assaulted her once again. A vision of memories forgotten flashed before her eyes.
Oh no. Wait.
There was silence,
The father
As her
better not
father
attempt
scrubbed
to
away
drown her, or I am going
washing
to.
away the blood that had began to cake onto her fur. The hot water was managing to get most of it away, but some of it was being stubborn. He was being hard with the brush, harder than he had been ever before.
Oh,
Fluttershy didn't speak, though. She couldn't speak up
I
against
have a feeling he was
Her
keeping
heart
her
felt like it
alive
was
for
in a
a
million
certain
pieces.
reason.
Do you know what you've done?
Her father finally asked. Fluttershy whimpered her response. She couldn't say
Like,
any words.
Only if she's alive is he gaining something. He has to gain a benefit.
Took your mother from us. You took the most wonderful man I've ever known out of this world.
Then why? Why did you cheat on her, you motherfucker? Oh.
I sent you in to help her, and you killed her.
Yeah, you weren't doing her any better.
Without warning,
He
he pushed her
is
head
trying
down under the
to
water.
drown her.
She scrambled for an unexpected moment, her
My
mouth
God,
and nose
am I
filling
good or
with
am I
water as air escaped her lungs. Her hooves flared.
Okay,
as
where
she
she's
tried to push
located,
herself
where
out of the water,
she's located in
but the
the
hook
sound
holding her
like
down was just
that's
too
making sense.
strong.
Water.
The air escaped her quickly, and her lungs began to burn. She reached for air, but it wouldn't come.
Punk him.
Suddenly, she was lifted out into the air. Instinctively, she took in a big gasp of air. only for her head to be shoved back under the water. She lost her air almost instantly again, her whole body beginning to feel as if it was burning from
Oh my god.
This repeated several times.
I am literally wanting to be the Thornhill right now.
Only to have it painfully taken away by the water.
But I know it's just his
Her
part.
struggling had lessened,
So
and
he's
now
doing a good
she
job.
was too weak to push against the water.
Also great acting by Gina
Tired
Hemswell.
to try and get air. The hoof was holding her under the water for good now. Her eyes began to roll into the back of her head as her limbs began to stop moving.
Use your
She
legs.
couldn't stay awake any longer. She was pulled
Yeah,
out
killing
of
your
the
daughter's not
water.
gonna do any better,
Her
asshole.
body gasped and took in fresh air before coughing out the water that had filled her lungs. She puked slightly, as if her body had tried to reject the water that had attacked her body.
No. No.
That's too quick.
Just killing you would be too easy.
Oh god.
You need to understand.
Murderous father. Oh
Misery
boy.
you've
Murderous cheating father.
with your love.
Her father let go of her mane.
Ooh.
Fluttershy instinctively caught herself on the edge of the bathtub, still recovering, as her father walked out.
You might want to run now, Fluttershy.
Fluttershy shook as she stared at the bathroom. Her father had tried to kill her. He could have killed her, but he didn't.
That was too easy.
Though she felt like she had deserved it at that moment. She had murdered her mother in cold blood. Death
No, you
sounded
didn't do it in
exactly like
cold
what
blood,
she deserved.
technically.
She backed out of the bathroom slowly. She didn't want to be in that room anymore. She turned to the door to the hallway and
Now I'm
quickly
wondering,
exited.
is the hall
She
monster
panted heavily outside of her
depicted
mother's
as her
bedroom
father?
as her tears refused to stop. She slowly hobbled forward, having difficulty even
We need to
seeing
find
where
more
she was
about the
going.
before we can
She reached to hoof up, touching
So,
what felt like a
my
door.
question is,
With
what
help,
is the dragon in this
she pushed it
situation?
open,
Giant dragon
stepping
outside.
inside.
So, you sewed it back together, huh?
Her father said, looking at the sloppy sewing job his daughter had done to her favorite doll.
Oh, did the son of a bitch get abusive?
Fluttershy
already
meekly
abusive, so-
replied, lowering her head as her father held it. He wasn't impressed at all. All the stitches were visible, the stuffing was still hanging out of spots, not sewn close enough, and all the fibers would easily come loose if tugged on.
Unacceptable.
He said as he grabbed the doll and tore it apart limb for limb. Fluttershy snapped her head up to watch in shock. He tore apart all the seams and stitches. She had worked so hard to make that doll one piece again after
Can
he
I
had
seriously
the
punch
first
this
time.
son of a bitch?
Soon, the doll lay in pieces of cloth
Ooh.
and stuffing before her again.
You love it? I shall destroy it. Then it will be your job to put it back together. And if you can't do it perfectly, then you don't deserve it at all.
Oh my
He
goodness,
walked
this guy's
over
a
to
dick.
her bookcase. Fluttershy whimpered as she began to pick up the pieces of her favorite, most beloved doll, her doll Ashley.
Wait a minute, was that what was
before
in the
her,
basement that
making
she had
Fluttershy
to into,
almost
like the
jump.
damn cellar?
But she read the title
Where she found, I
carefully,
think, a
The
key
Mastery of
and
Sewing.
a teddy bear?
If you don't want to see your doll destroyed, you will make it look perfect.
Oh, you
Her
son of a...
father said before returning to his desk.
Sophie's one of those
Going back
fathers.
to her
Okay,
work.
I'm getting it now.
When she had all the
I'm
pieces
gonna
of her
teach her the
doll,
same way.
Fluttershy carefully picked the book
Nothing's
up with her
perfect to
mouth,
you.
careful not
Or
to
if
stain
nothing's
it with her
perfect to
tears,
them,
as she
nothing's
quickly
good.
left her father's
Pretty
study.
much. I need to calm down. I really need to calm down.
Fluttershy whimpered. She was in her father's study.
I
She had
still
wandered in
wonder,
there by accident.
how much
Now
longer
she
does
had
this got
seen
to
more
go?
of what she had forgotten. She swallowed back
There's like
more
multiple
tears.
endings to it, I know that.
She began to calm herself down.
So, are they
Her
gonna do
mind
things?
began
I
to
don't know.
put things together.
I wanted to see this.
She breathed
Loving this story.
heavily,
I really
reminding
got
herself
me.
that she had chosen to come.
And I know it's
But
just
she had
part
told
of
herself that
but
there was no
seriously.
turning back now.
Oy. Oy vey.
I have to see every memory.
Thank you, Quill, for teaching me that.
She took a deep breath as she wiped her face of tears, before pushing back on the door of her father's study, exiting it. She stumbled out of the study a
So
little,
she's just
finding
collecting
the kitchen that lay just on the opposite side of
the
it.
most important
She
memories. That's
steadied
what you're probably
herself
guessing.
before walking into the
Like,
kitchen.
the key to the
The
story.
haze returned as another memory
Her having to murder her
surfaced.
mother, pretty much. Put her out of her misery. And then her father turning into abusive.
What do you think you're doing?
Is he an alcohol?
Her father bellowed.
Is he going to turn to an alcoholic?
Fluttershy dropped the
I mean,
cereal
literally.
box that she had picked up from the top shelf of the counter. Her wings snapped shut to her sides as she fell a few feet before landing on the ground with a thud. Her father was furious. As he stormed up to her, Fluttershy tried to turn away out of fear. He grabbed her hoof and forced her to eye level with him.
What have I told you about flying without permission? You're not allowed to do it even in the house!
Oh my god.
She cried out as tears streamed from her face. Her hoof began to ache as he gripped it harder.
I told you before, bad fillies who don't listen to what they're told get eaten by dragons. Do you want to get eaten by a dragon?
Bingo, there's the dragon part of this whole
You're
entire
attracting a
deal.
dragon by flying as a bad filly. You must want to be eaten by a dragon. Why else would you be flying without permission?
I still don't
Now
understand
you
it.
know what? I think I can hear a dragon.
Oh, you
Already
son of a
pretty close
motherfucker.
because you've flown. Maybe I should just throw you outside.
Man, all the
so he can
Fluttershy
eat you
lovers
back now.
would literally want to kill this asshole.
Well, if you don't want to be eaten, then there's only one thing I can do.
He said, tossing his daughter to the ground. The wind escaped her body as she tried to scramble to her feet, only to have her
Call
father's hoof
Philly
step on
Protective
her to
Services
hold
on
her
his ass,
down.
please.
His mouth reached down, gripping down hard on her wing, forcibly extending it, despite all of her efforts to
Are you
shut.
going to...
She cried as his
Oh my-
pain shot through her back. But it was too late. He wasn't going to stop. Fluttershy cried louder than she ever had before. As her
What's
father
happening?
snapped her
Oh.
wing.
There. Now you won't be flying for a while. And you won't attract any dragons.
Oh my
The
god, I
soldier
am
said,
literally...
stepping off of his wailing daughter.
I snapped it carefully. You'll be able to fly once it's healed. But we'll have to get you to the hospital to put a cast on it.
You bitch.
He said. A
Oh, if you
grin
flirt with the
formed
nurse,
on
oh,
his
you're...
face.
Though,
I am so...
once the dragon has left.
Fluttershy barely heard her father's words past her own screams of agony from the burning pain that echoed from her wing.
I'm trying to calm down, but literally, this guy is just egging me on.
Fluttershy gulped down more tears, trying to hold herself back from crying.
Oh,
She slowly backed out of the
breaks
kitchen.
her wing just because she flies in the house. Wow.
He was cruel.
Fluttershy whimpered softly to herself.
Now you say it.
I can't believe that I made myself forget about all this. It's all painful to remember.
But you have to remember painful memories sometimes.
Another tear was
Come on.
escaping, despite trying to force herself not to cry. She struggled with her hooves.
You have
To
to
make herself
like
continue
remember very
forward.
important memories
Past
that
the
you don't
kitchen
even
was
want to
the living
remember
room. She
to
could see
find,
the front
you
door
know,
from
the
there.
solution.
She knew that that was where she
She's
needed
finally
to
starting to
go.
realize, why
Her
she's
instincts
having
told
the
her so.
nightmares.
However,
Her
the
father
living room
basically
held one more memory that she had to see.
plagiarized them in
The
her
haze
freaking
returned
mind.
as the memory came to her once more.
Pasted them into him. All I know is I'm mad.
Where did you get that?
Weird.
Her father asked as silly Fluttershy walked through the door, carrying a candy bar in her mouth.
Claudette at school gave it to me.
Uh-oh.
He said he liked me and wanted me to have
Uh-oh.
it.
That's not good.
She said, gently chewing on the end of the bar, savoring the sweet taste.
Oh, he did he?
Her father said, walking up to Fluttershy. She looked up at her father, taking a step back from him, getting closer. Fluttershy felt the ground as her father's hoof hit hard across her face. The candy bar slid across the room.
Let me tell you something about
Or
boys
quill?
like you.
He growled, grabbing Fluttershy by the mane and picking
You
her
two
up,
feel good.
eliciting yelps of pain
You
from the
literally got
candy.
me about ready to kill his ass.
Colts will only hurt you. They only think of themselves, and they want nothing more than to see you suffer.
Really, huh?
Look at me. I love you, and here I am.
If you loved her, you wouldn't have beat the fuck out of her,
He
you
said
fucking
before
ass.
tossing his daughter across the room, her landing
Sorry
hard
about the
against the
language,
floor.
guys, but
Fluttershy
seriously.
cried as she tried to curl up into a ball, not wanting to be hurt anymore.
But I suppose you must really like being hurt if you're going to let a colt like you.
Without any warning, he kicked into her back,
Is this
causing her
related?
to cry out in pain.
Oh my god.
Any colt that gets close to you will do nothing but hurt you. So I hope you enjoy this for the rest of your life.
Angry right
I'm sure
now.
you'll find a colt who loves you even more than I do.
Oh my god, this asshole.
Her father laughed before walking off into his study,
Man, if this was both
Fluttershy
Fluttershy
whimpered
from like
and cried
Big
with
Brother
her
or
remembering the colt from
the latest
school
one
that had
was,
given her the candy bar. Suddenly,
Fluttershy
her
links
mind
in,
was filled with
she would be
anger,
taking this shit.
hate for the cult that had given
She'd be
her the
fighting
candy
back.
bar. All he wanted to do was hurt her. He
So,
wanted to get close to her
no,
so that he could make her cry and suffer.
I think I have a feeling
Just
what's gonna happen
like
to the
her
father.
father did.
Something's gonna happen to him. She can't.
Fluttershy vowed to
Wait
herself
a
that she
minute.
would never like a cult or let a cult like her.
Is this why
For as long
Fluttershy
as
is
she
so shy? Is this why she is so, you know,
Another lump
hesitant to
came
do
to
things?
Fluttershy's throat.
My father,
You son of a bitch.
they hate cults.
She thought to herself.
But I don't hate them.
She knew better now. Not all cults were like her father. Not all of them would hurt
No.
her just because she got close to them. But she still never had any interest
Reasons
in
one
being
and
with a cult.
so.
The only pony she
I
had
don't know if there's like
fallen
a
in
version
love
of something
with
like she meets
was Rainbow Dash.
Do I love Rainbow Dash for her? Or because she was the only pony who got close to me that didn't hurt me?
Fluttershy found herself confused by her feelings now. Everything that she believed had been turned upside down in a single moment. It felt like she had just been lying to herself all this time,
So,
and that everything that
she's
she had done
questioning
might have
her
been a
feelings for
mistake.
Rainbow Dash.
No,
Man.
She suddenly said, firmly to herself,
There's Fluttershy from
because of Rainbow Dash,
Fluttershy
leans
leans in Blood Brother.
escaped from my father. I met the best friends I ever had.
How did you escape from your father?
Who cared
Is that the next memory in
more
line?
than anything else? I fell in love, and I had a wonderful relationship.
she said, looking up at the ceiling.
Questioning your
thoughts of
love
her
for some
friends came
man,
to
that's
mind.
deep.
She remembered so many wonderful moments together with her friends, picking flowers, going to parties, playing games, sleepovers, tea parties, hanging out,
Happy memories.
adventuring. She had done so much with
But
her
we're gonna
life
run
now,
into that memory.
even
Look,
though she had
how
forgotten
she
about
escaped
her
from her.
falsehood.
Did she kill him?
It was
Did she
so
run away?
painful.
Did he finally
It
get
hadn't
caught?
stopped her from moving on with her
I
life,
think it's gonna be the first
from
option. She
experiencing
killed her
all the
parents.
wonders life had to offer.
All I can think of.
If anything, because her father pushed her away, she found her way into the embrace of ponies that truly loved her. She took a deep breath as she calmed down. A small smile formed on her face.
So, did she run away?
Even though all this happened, I still have my friends.
She said, a warmth sparking inside of her heart. It gave her legs strength. She walked through the living room up to the front door of the house. She could see the lock
Happy
on the
memories give
door,
you strength.
the lock with the symbol of a
But you had to remember
diamond.
these memories
She
to
carefully
realize
reached into her bag and pulled out the key with the dull symbol on it, the key that she had picked up a while ago and still had.
I'm sorry if that
She carefully placed the key into the lock, the door letting out a click to let her know that it had worked. She carefully pushed the door open and walked through the door. On the other side was a large open room, almost like a small gymnasium. She walked forward to the middle of the room and then stopped. The black fire was burning on the opposite side of the court. The fire slowly grew, rising up into the shape of a pony. Red eyes appeared on its face, a white mouth opening. It was the dark creature.
Oh no,
She stared at the
hallway
creature.
monster.
She didn't feel any heavy, overbearing presence this time.
Now how do you... Now, is this supposed to represent her father? That's what I said
But it
before.
wasn't overwhelming her now.
Is this supposed to
She could
represent
just
her
stand
father?
before the creature now. The creature slowly
Stand
turned
before
itself
it.
around,
Tell it I
showing
am
its
done
eyes
with
to
you.
Fluttershy.
You're a
Fluttershy
dick.
looked at the creature curiously,
I'm not afraid
not
of
sure
you
what it
anymore.
was doing. Then, as it turned around, she saw what was hanging from its mouth. The body of Rainbow Dash.
Oh,
Fluttershy let out a gasp as the creature flicked its head, tossing the body towards Fluttershy. It landed right before her, hitting the ground with a thud. Fluttershy reached a hoof out and gently nudged the body. It was cold.
Oh, shit.
Rainbow Dash was dead. Killed
No,
by the creature
it's an
before her.
illusion. It's an illusion.
Fluttershy stared at the body for a long while.
Don't believe it,
The creature
Fluttershy.
watching her,
That's what it
grinning
wants.
as it waited.
So I'm guessing this
Fluttershy
creature
moved her
feeds
hook
off
away
like
from her
sadness,
body.
hate,
A
negativity,
sad look appearing
stuff like
on her
that.
face. She turned her head upwards.
And when
look
she
at the
stands
dark
up to it, it's gonna
creature.
dissipate.
Father, I understand now.
Yep, it's your father.
I've done a
Call
horrible
it!
thing, and it's likely that I can never be forgiven for what I've done. I cannot bring the dead back to life, and the blood of my mother is on my hooves.
Yeah, that makes sense because
She
pretty much
closed her
one
eyes
she
for
cares
a
for.
moment
So,
taking a
the father's
deep
gonna take away anything that she cares for.
before she continued.
I probably deserved all the punishments I received. No fool should ever do what I did.
You don't deserve to be
It may have
beaten
been
the
tough
hell out of.
living with what I did and receiving the punishments for my deed. I've lived with everything.
She
smiled
punished you
softly.
in the ways that a freaking abuser
I've
would.
grown up to have a wonderful life now.
At least they didn't do the R word, thank God.
Left behind all the things that made me sad, that hurt me, that made me miserable living at home. I have wonderful friends, animals that depend on me, a home I take care of myself. I found love that didn't hurt me.
Fluttershy carefully stepped over the body before her, approaching the dark creature. The smile of the creature faded as it glowered down at her. It was not amused. Fluttershy came to stand
She's not
just
afraid of it
inches
anymore.
before him, looking up at him, smiling.
You brought a lot of pain to me, but I forgive you.
She leaned in and nuzzled the chest of the dark creature.
I forgive you for everything, and I thank you.
I believe that's
Thank you
Goody.
for letting me find a wonderful life.
An orb of white bright light appeared in the air above the two, floating down towards Fluttershy. The dark creature roared out in pain as the
So
light gently
she's pretty
floated
much
past
overcame
it,
that fear.
reaching Fluttershy's chest.
Her father.
The light engulfed her body.
Now
filling her
I'm
with a
guessing
pleasant
the
warmth.
dragon.
The bandages that covered her body began to
something
unfurl. Each bandage
that's
was
more
pulled away
like
from her
watercolor.
body,
She turned to
rolling
something
around
of a
her
figment
as her
of her
body
imagination.
recovered. Her wings extended out. She stood on all of her legs. She opened both of her eyes to look up at the roaring dark creature, which seemed to be fading away as the light shined. The very existence of this creature seemed to be fading away now,
Goodbye.
burning up in the bright light that
Burn in
surrounded
hell.
her. The last bits of darkness that made up the creature disappeared as the light began to slowly fade. Fluttershy smiled softly as she looked down, seeing that on her chest, in the place of the lantern, was now a golden-shaped necklace with a pink butterfly-shaped jewel. Her necklace glowed once more,
Element of
a
harmony?
beam of light shooting out, creating a doorway of light before her. Fluttershy looked at the doorway of light, knowing what it was. Once she passed through that archway of light, she would leave this world. She would go back to Ponyville. She'd be able to take everything that she learned
I don't think it's that easy.
and live a better life than she had before.
I really don't think it's that easy.
Can't leave just yet.
She smiled at the doorway before turning around and running
over
away
yet.
from the light.
I have 2 friends who are lost and need my help.
Was that a pun? I have 2 friends who are lost and need my help. Interesting.
Pinkie Pie laid on
So,
the
does she
ground.
have anything to
panting and
fear?
feeling
That's the
exhausted.
question. Like any sort of threats.
You're running away oh so well. You're very good at it.
The other Pinkie grinned.
You killed me 3 times?
This has got to do with Silent Hill 1.
I must really want to be
Because I know it deals with Pinkie Pie and Pinkie Pie, I guess.
Pinkie Pie could only sob. This other Pinkie wanted to kill, and she couldn't stop her. What was the point of her even trying to stop her? She let Fluttershy get separated twice now. She was probably dead with how injured she had become, and Rainbow Dash hated her now. What was the point of trying to stop her other self?
Okay, so she flies Dragon Ball
she was
Z.
just as guilty of
I'm just trying to
herself.
piece this together in my head. Is there any threats whatsoever that Fluttershy
Pinkie
has to
sobbed,
worry about?
closing her
Like
eyes.
things that can hurt her.
Oh, wow.
Or was her father just the,
Playing with
the big
you.
fat guy all along?
The other Pinkie
One that created all
smiled,
those
picking
manifestations.
up her
That was
butcher's
just-
knife as she drew closer.
Now, just hold it right there for 1 minute.
Came a motherly demand. Pinkie Pie and the
I'll
other
kill you,
Pinkie
just
snapped
for
their
fun.
heads to the doorway to the room that they were in. There stood a yellow Pegasus pony with long pink hair, wearing a golden necklace.
Hasn't your mother ever told you it's not nice to hurt other ponies?
Fluttershy stomped across the room towards the
Has she
other
grown a
Pinkie.
backbone?
Pinkie Pie just
Like she
stared
did in
with her mouth
season
agape.
Well, yeah, but I'm not really hurting them. I'm playing with them.
Oh gosh, she's lost it.
The other Pinkie laughed, putting down her butcher's knife to talk to Fluttershy.
That's not how you play nice with other ponies.
Fluttershy stood right up to the other Pinkie, looking her straight in the eyes.
You're going to seriously hurt my friend. You don't use knives or sharp objects.
The voice acting right here is a little too high for Fluttershy, but
It's
it's okay.
okay.
It's okay.
I bought it for apples. You should know better than this. But no, but you should be ashamed of yourself. I have half the mind to tell your mother what kind of games you've been playing with
I'm
other
just
ponies.
having a feeling,
The
okay,
other
everything seems
Pinkie
happy,
seemed to shrink
silky
back
right now,
under the
but
scowling of Fluttershy.
when they get out of the
Now,
what?
you're going to take your little friends and get rid of them.
But I just have a feeling it's not gonna be that easy to get out.
You got that?
The other Pinkie
There's
could
gotta
only
be more.
nervously nod her head rapidly
This can't
before
be
picking up
the
her
end.
butcher knife and turning, running away from Fluttershy.
That's a good second, Pinkie Pie.
Fluttershy smiled happily, seeing the
Good
other
second,
Pinkie
Pinkie
run
Pie.
off, before turning to the Pinkie Pie who was staring in shock at her.
How was that?
I think you can always bring a smile even in the grimmest of moments.
Fluttershy softly chuckled as she felt a happy
that's
shiver
gracious.
go down her back. Pinkie Pie stared, her mouth agape. It took a long time for her
So, are
to even
Fluttershy's
register what was
fingers, like,
going on.
Healed
But
now?
once it dawned on her that Fluttershy had just scared her other self away, a smile formed on her face. It quickly began to grow, and not before long, a sound escaped her lips. Pinkie Pie began to laugh. She laughed so hard, rolling over onto her back as her hooves flailed in the air. Fluttershy had scared the
Sounds
very
like
thing that scared her to
attempted
her
to laugh,
core,
but
and she had done it by just being
I
Fluttershy.
lost it. I think it was
Pinkie
for
Pie couldn't help but laugh
60.
as her hair poofed out
That's
to its
like
usual
that
curls. It was one of the funniest things she had ever seen.
What did I react to?
Thank you.
Fluttershy
No, it was
said,
55K.
smiling,
Okay, okay.
giving a small bow to Pinkie Pie, accepting the laugh as a compliment.
Oh, Fluttershy.
Pinkie laughed,
friend.
finally rolling back onto her hooves and rushing up, hugging her friend dearly.
Hey,
Aw,
what are friends for?
Fluttershy grinned, returning the hug.
everything's too happy right now.
Have you seen Rainbow Dash?
Pinky said,
Yeah, he's alive.
looking at Fluttershy with concern again.
He's okay.
Don't worry. I found you first. But we're not leaving till we find her. Wait! Operation Loki! Dashy in the go!
Okay, so that wasn't the real Rainbow Dash that the father had. It was just an illusion. Like what I said. Yeah, exactly. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now we gotta find...
It really is for the best.
A cold voice said,
Yeah.
Trying to remember who
What
came
I've always
Ponyville.
wanted after all.
Rainbow
Yeah,
Dash
it was
tilted her
Pinky, it was
head,
Fluttershy, and it was...
closing her eyes as she agreed.
I'm glad to see you've been able to follow your true heart then.
The voice laughed. Rainbow Dash opened her eyes to look at the pony that stood before her.
So now she's full.
She looked like one of the Shadow
But,
Bolts, the flying team that she had seen in the Everfree Forest,
so now she's
the
getting
day that
full
they had taken down Nightmare
with,
Moon.
you know, imagery.
It's what I've always
And
done.
Fluttershy has to bring her back to, like, you know...
No point in changing that now.
Rainbow said, slowly glancing
So
around.
the Shadow Bolts.
The two of them were sitting in the middle of the
Good to see
burning
they're still
building,
being used.
the fire staying just far
That's
away
cool.
enough to not burn them.
Good. Then just take my hoof, and everything will be made clear.
Rainbow Dash looked at the
This
hoof
is like a
hesitantly.
remembrance of
It didn't
freaking
feel
season
right.
1, episode 2.
It didn't feel like it was something that she was supposed to do, but she
It's
felt like it was the
MLP.
only thing she could do anymore. She slowly raised her hoof,
The dark side
reaching
of
out
the
to
light
carefully
side.
take the Shadow Bolt's hoof.
Sorry. Oh
Came an
goodness.
instantly cheerful voice.
Scared me.
Suddenly, Rainbow Dash was tackled from behind, flattening her against the ground. The Shadow Bolt gasped loudly.
Foiled again!
Rainbow shouted annoyed, still being embraced.
We've
by
gotten
the
away
pink
with it too
mare.
if it wasn't for your meddling pink pony. Sorry, bad pun. Or bad joke. Can you let me up now?
Rainbow groaned as she tried to sit up, Pinky finally sliding off of her.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about that.
What are you doing here anyway?
Getting you out?
supposed to be looking for Flutter.
Shut.
Rainbow stopped herself
there.
as her eyes went wide.
Fluttershy! What am I doing here? I have to find Fluttershy!
It's okay, Dash. I'm already here.
Fluttershy smiled happily, walking into the burning room from the hallway Pinky had just ran through at blinding speeds.
Fluttershy! Oh, thanks, Celestia, you're okay!
Rainbow said, galloping over and embracing Fluttershy.
What was I thinking? You were right in front of me not too long ago, and I completely forgot I had to protect you.
So I'm not saying much,
Dad,
because
this
not much
book
safer.
says weird things to a pony.
Hey!
The Shadow Bolt yelled, standing up,
Fuck off.
glaring at the three mares before her. All three turned their heads to return her gaze.
Or,
What
like,
about your dreams?
or is
You won't
Fluttershy gonna
accomplish
chew him
them
on?
if you don't come with me.
Dash looked at Fluttershy.
Oh, that's,
Fluttershy smiled
Cloud
back
Light.
at her,
Oh, shit.
before Rainbow Dash
Warrior
grinned and
Cat.
turned back to the Shadow Bolt.
Warrior Cat,
Leave it for now.
Loud
I'll find
Shell
a way to
5,
achieve my dream on
I
my
think that's
own.
their name.
No!
The Shadow Bolt yelled, before turning into a puff of black smoke
I
and
remember that.
disappearing
Looking
into
up.
the burning building.
That didn't even
Pinky
get me
yelled
until now.
happily, waving at the puff of black smoke.
When she talked.
Fluttershy, I'm so sorry. I didn't let this voice get to my head and forget about protecting you.
Oh, ouch.
And Pinky,
You're gonna make something of it.
I'm sorry I yelled at you. It wasn't right of me when you were just trying to help.
That's okay, Dashy. I forgive you.
Pinky said, giving Rainbow another hug.
Let's just focus on getting out of here.
This is really reminding me of something, but I just
Fluttershy
can't think
turned
of it
herself
right now.
towards the hallway and stood proudly. Her golden necklace began to softly glow before releasing a beam of light that shot out before them. The doorway of light formed, their exit home. The necklace around Fluttershy's neck, having served its purpose, turned back into an orb, floating up into the air before it
Is
disappeared.
this really it?
Alright,
This can't be that. It can't be that
tired
easy.
of this place.
All of us are.
The three mares
I think we all
walked
are.
through the door of light together.
You're really gonna end it there. Good. Okay. You're really gonna end it there. Not? Oh, lost. That's uncool. Is that the end? I don't know if that's the end. I don't think it is. I'm confused. I don't know if that's the end or not. I really don't. True ending song, promise, requires cover. Let's see if she puts a link to the next part. If she does, then it's not over yet. Sorry. There's no link to the next part, so is that it? Is this really the end? It's gotta be it. Sorry, I gotta do escape real fast. I gotta see if this is the ending. Is this the end? Yeah, I think that's the end. I really do. Well. Very well done. This Redux, man. As you guys saw, I was on the verge of, wanting to punch the shit out of Fluttershy's dick-ass father, but she had to forgive him. She had to remember the biggest memories of, the ones that would get her out. She finally remembered that she had to remember, tough memories, but by remembering them, she found the gateway to what she had to do to get out of Silent Ponyville. Man, that was a freaking excellent story. Excellent. I'll do more. I'll just go to the fanfic and just to, see if that is the ending. I think there is, there's more endings, like alternative endings, but that was a very good story. Like, really good. I don't know if Lost puts on her readings, final or something like that to tell us, that this is the end. I think this is it, though, but wow, what a story. What a story. It just goes to show you, by remembering even the harshest things, you can find truth. You can find the gateway to getting out of a sticky situation, getting out of a place you don't want to be. That's gotta be it. So, what do I have to say except excellent job, Lost, Meg, Emo Gak, Goody, Thornquill, who else? Good grief, Wirecat Cloud Tail 5, I think that's your name. Here, just let me go to the description. Gina M. And yeah, anybody else who worked on this. Great, and I mean excellent job. This was a very good story. Very, very good. And it's actually the first reading series I've actually completed, so yay for me. Very well done, Lost, and yeah, looking forward to whatever you got coming next. This was an excellent Redux. Yep, guys, until next time, that's all for now. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and until next time, happy horrors. Take care.